Okay everybody, we're here at Maker's Machining again. We just did a demo on machining the pocket in a casting for pump housing, and we had the tool bit in there. We're going to do a little tool grinding here and show you how to sharpen a tool so you've got the correct relief and clearances and whatnot. But before we do that, we've had quite a few videos out here recently that I haven't promoted the YouTube channel too much here, but we're getting more viewers all the time. I would ask that you share the videos if you can, or subscribe to the channel. I want to try to get a little bit more of a following here. We're picking up steam here. It just takes a little time. You know, some of these guys that have these channels, they've been doing it for 6 or 7 years, and they've got, you know, quite a few videos. We're getting there pretty good. I think we've done, this will be number 39, I believe, in the last 4 months. So we're keeping them out there for you and keep you some fresh ideas and everything. But would appreciate if you do some subscribing on there, viewing, liking, whatever. Share it with your friends. This is all about you seeing how different things are done and different ways that you can do the job that you have, or see how things help you in the machining operations. That's what we are about, the basics of machining. So anyhow, I'm going to move this out of the way, and this grinder makes a little bit of noise, so I don't know if we'll be able to hear very well. Maybe I'll do some sharpening without the grinding wheel running so you can see what I'm talking about here. So we've got a tool rest here on both wheels. This green wheel is for grinding carbide. The other wheel, the gray wheel, is for grinding steel. So sometimes you've got to grind some of the steel away before you grind the carbide. And if you see, this tool bit here has got a piece of carbide, a good sized piece of carbide on there. It's brazed on. You can see the yellow brazing in there where it's holding them together. And then below that, and the whole shank of this thing is a steel. So one wheel grinds one material better than the other wheel. So you just got to kind of go back and forth. But you've got tool rest. Always you put your tool on your tool rest. And when you go to do your sharpening, you have control then of where the angle and the relief is. This here's our cutting edge, and you can probably see, here's the center of the wheel here. Our cutting edge is up here. So if you hold this flat on the tool rest, you'll automatically get some relief ground in there because of the radius of the wheel. The same thing with the side here. We got a bunch of cuts to make here. So when I grind this and I'm trying to get this top edge sharp, and incidentally, this tool's already been sharpened, so I'm showing you something that we're just going to retouch some of these surfaces. But if that thing chips, for example, and I'm looking at this and there's a little bit of a speck right there, that may break off at some point in time. So if that does, we're going to have to go and grind this thing back to get past that. I'll show you a couple of broken tools here. Now here, this one started out. This is a solid 1-inch piece. There's a solid piece of 1-inch square carbide on there. You can see how many times we've sharpened this down, and this thing here is broken away. So you have to just keep grinding it away, and you have to grind it enough so you've got the clearance for the radius that we're clearing and swinging. You've got to have enough clearance so this backside here doesn't rub against the surface that you've just cut. And you can see we've got a clearance angle here, we've got a clearance angle here. And you heard when we got to the end of our cut on the pad on the last video, that finger on the casting was starting to come around and hit the tool. So that's your sign to quit cutting. So anyhow, when I put this up to sharpen, you know, I hold it back and I bring it down to my 0 point. And when I don't see any sparks on this thing to start with, but when it gets to where I'm grinding on the cutting edge, you'll just see a little trickling of sparks along the top surface. That means you're at the top. You never want to go past that, because that will just round off your edge, and the tool doesn't cut down here. It cuts up on the